Abigail, may I have a word with you?
Yes, how can I help you?
That dinner you made the other night wasn't very good at all. I feel sorry for Matthew who has to eat that kind of food. The seasoning is bland, the ingredients aren't fresh, and you are obviously lacking in basic cooking skills.
I'm sorry, I'll be more careful.
And you aren't very good at cleaning. There's dust in the corners of the room, behind the curtains, under the furniture.
I clean every day, but I might have missed some places.
I don't want to hear your excuses. Matthew is suffering from allergies because of you. I don't know how I could have entrusted my son to such a person. If I had been more on top of things, this wouldn't have happened.
Thelma, I will take care of the cleaning. I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you.
Besides, do you have any idea how much money you've been wasting lately?
Sorry?
That dress you bought. How could you afford such an expensive one? Think about your family's finances.
I needed that dress for work. My job requires me to dress appropriately for many formal occasions.
So what? It's your duty as a wife to save money for your husband. If you can't do that, then you're not being a wife.
I'm sorry, but I'm doing the best I can. If something's bothering you, please tell me specifically.
What do you mean specifically? Figure it out yourself. That's probably why you have so many problems piled up.
Yes?
I should never have let Matthew marry someone like you. Ever since you barged into our place, everything's been a mess, and Matthew's just worn out. Honestly, there's no point in you sticking around.
I see.
But seriously, what was Matthew thinking marrying you? It was obvious from the get-go that you weren't right for our son.
I thought we understood and supported each other.
Support? Don't make me laugh. You never once supported anything. Matthew's only getting more worn out with you around.
But
you can't even handle basic household stuff or take care of her son. Who signed up for this kind of married life?
I'm doing the best I can.
Your best? Well, your best isn't good enough, clearly. This is such a disappointment.
I'm sorry.
Enough already. Talking to you is pointless. I want you out of here for my son's sake. You can't do chores. Your cooking sucks. You can't even save money. What kind of wife are you? Who even needs you? Just having you here makes the whole atmosphere heavy. I know it's been a while, but how are you? You're so rude not to call. I haven't seen you for a year now. What have you been up to?
Oh, hi. It's been a while. Can I just call you Thelma?
Huh? You're still saying things that don't make sense. You never grow up.
No, I thought it would be rude to call you mother-in-law. We haven't been in touch much lately, so I've been feeling a bit distant. I've been struggling with how to address you from now on.
So don't say something that doesn't make sense. Well, whatever you call me, our in-law relationship isn't going to change.
Huh?
A wife listens to what her mother-in-law says. Even if something is white, if I say it's black, it's black. That's how it is. Maintaining a good relationship between a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law depends on having a proper hierarchy.
Excuse me, Thelma.
Now let's get down to the main subject of this conversation, shall we?
Main topic?
I've decided to move in with you starting today. It may seem sudden, but I've already decided. Abigail, it might take you a little time to get used to living with me.
What? By living together, you mean you are going to move in with us? I'm surprised by the sudden turn of this conversation.
What else is there besides this discussion? Our stuff has already been moved, So I'll leave the tidying up to you.
What? You're already here?
I decided to come as a surprise. I was sure you would object if I told you beforehand, so I had to do it this way.
Of course.
Well, you're being pretty blunt about it.
Of course I am. Matthew and I divorced half a month ago. It's impossible for us to live together now that we're divorced. We're practically strangers now. There's no way we'd live together.
What? What do you mean?
I was planning to change the locks in the near future. I had to go on a sudden business trip right after the divorce, so I put it off. I never expected you to push for moving in at this timing.
What are you talking about? Divorce? I haven't heard anything at all. Why didn't anyone tell me? There must be some mistake.
By the looks of it, you haven't heard anything from Matthew, have you?
Because last week, when Matthew stopped by our place, he had the spare key to this house. So he was coming and going as usual. Nothing seemed different. I just assumed we'd keep getting along fine from here on.
I see. So, in other words, there are more duplicate keys than I know of. I thought Matthew gave back his keys to me when we divorced. Please leave that duplicate key and leave immediately.
What?
The house was originally in my name when I bought it. Therefore, legally, it is my property. It wasn't even part of the property division when Matthew and I divorced. So there is no reason for you to live with me. I'm the only one who has the right to live there.
Oh dear, look what you've come up with. You and Matthew divorcing? Do you expect me to believe that?
It's a fact, so it can't be helped.
Sorry, I won't listen to such a nasty joke.
No, I'm not joking.
Shut up! Seriously, refusing to live together and resorting to lies? What kind of attitude is that for a wife to have? With this kind of behavior, I'm starting to wonder if you're even handling the household chores properly. Looks like you need some serious wife training.
I'm not your daughter-in-law anymore.
Besides, this is Matthew's house, so it's practically my home as a mother. Therefore, this is both my son's and my house. Since I, as a mother-in-law, will live here, your position within the household naturally becomes the lowest.
I repeat, I'm not his wife.
I mean, you are as good as a housekeeper. If you don't want to be kicked out, come home and do your chores.
As I was saying, the house is purchased in my name. I bought it when I was single, so it wasn't part of my divorce assets.
Oh dear, there's almost nothing in the refrigerator.
Huh? Did you look in the refrigerator without permission?
Since we are going to live together, it's okay to look at it. I was going to show you the taste of my home for starters. Abigail, go buy some groceries while you're out.
I just emptied the fridge because I was on a long business trip.
I won't listen to your excuses. Oh, and I've decided to stay in the Western-style room at the end of the living room.
What?
The door was locked, so I had to break it open. So you can fix it later.
Wait a minute. That room?
I had all your stuff taken away by a removal service because they were in the way. I couldn't move my stuff in otherwise. The room was so small, there wasn't room for all my stuff. So I had them get rid of all your stuff. I figured it was all unnecessary anyway, and thought it would be best if I sorted it out for you.
You mean you threw away the things in my room? Did you get rid of everything I valued and needed? I can't believe you did that without even talking to me first.
It's okay, it's okay. You only need the bare minimum of things from now on. It's a good opportunity for me to get rid of them, you know?
That room had my company-issued computer, photography equipment, and various other things. Those were essential for my work, including expensive equipment and important documents loaned by the company. Getting rid of them without permission is a huge problem. It not only hinders my work, but also causes significant trouble for the company.
What? Company provided?
Sometimes I work remotely. That's what my workroom was for. What did you do?
It's your fault you didn't stop working. You should be focusing more on your family, but you're always working. Work, work. That's the problem. If you had been a good housewife and put your family first, none of this would have happened.
What?
And now you're in the middle of a business trip?
Don't change the subject. This is a compensation issue.
Compensation?
You disposed of company-issued equipment without permission. You have no choice but to take responsibility and pay full compensation. It contained everything I needed for my work. You have caused serious damage to the company.
I just said it was your fault for not quitting your job. That's why it's so hard for you to get pregnant. When are you going to give me a grandchild?
I'm divorced, and I can't be expected to do that.
That again. Don't bring up the lie of divorce all the time.
It's true.
I can't believe you.
Since we're getting nowhere, let me just say this. The bill for the expensive equipment and computer issued by my company will be sent to you in the form of a formal invoice. Please deal with it properly.
What?
A rough estimate would be about $20,000.
$20,000?
Apart from that, I'll be back tomorrow after my business trip. Please pack up your belongings and get out of my house. This house is mine, and you are not allowed to live here without permission. Thelma, it seems you're still staying at my house. Unbelievable. You're actually still there. And you even went as far as to change the locks? What are you thinking? This is my house, not a place for you to live without permission. You're being too bold.
Abigail, stop saying I'm squatting and being audacious. Your words are disrespectful for a daughter-in-law. Since I'm living in my son's house, I'm also a member of this household. As the mother of the head of the household, I expect you to respect me.
If you don't leave, I'll call the police.
What? What are you talking about? You should obey me. If you understand, do your chores.
You still don't believe me, but your son and I have already divorced. I am not making that up. As a matter of fact, his belongings, they are nowhere to be found in the house, right?
Yes.
You knew which room he was using. None of his belongings are left. Have you noticed any of his things?
Even though he's my son, I thought he deserved some privacy.
You couldn't care less about your daughter-in-law's privacy, but you sure coddle your son. Well, that's why you're squatting in someone else's house without even understanding the situation. To be honest, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's true. Matthew's room is really empty.
The truth is, Matthew told me he would tell you in his own time, so I kept quiet. But I don't think I'll be able to finish without explaining the situation, so I'll just say it.
What?
The cause of my divorce with Matthew is he cheated on me.
He cheated on you?
He got back together with his ex-girlfriend from school. If you doubt it, I have the report from the investigation I had done. I think you could confirm whether or not we're divorced by asking the people involved themselves.
Oh no! Then where is Matthew now?
He went broke paying me alimony and then got fired from his job. So now he's crashing at his ex-girlfriend's apartment.
Ex-girlfriend? Don't tell me you're talking about Faye.
Oh, you know about his ex-girlfriend?
That woman is no good.
What?
That slut?
Oh, you know about that too?
Of course I do. There were a lot of parents in my neighborhood lamenting that their sons were preyed upon by Faye.
Oh, I see.
Then get back together quickly.
Huh?
It's natural for a man to cheat on his wife, and he's with that toxic woman. It's outrageous that a woman like that would become part of her family. You are definitely better than Faye. If you remarry Matthew right now, I will forgive you for your rude words and actions up to a moment ago.
You don't have to forgive me. One instance of cheating is a deal breaker. There's no way I'd ever get back together with him.
Oh, come on.
That's why, please get out of here. Please don't make me say it again.
But I've already canceled the lease on the apartment that used to be our home.
What?
I have nowhere to go. I'm supposed to move in with you and Matthew. I've cleared out all the other places, so now there's nowhere left to go back to.
Thelma? The police are here.
There must be some mistake. Why are they calling the police just because I'm here? Hey, Abigail, what's this all about? Hey, where did you go? Please tell me what the hell happened. Why is there a family that I don't know living in this house? I can't believe there are strangers in the house we were supposed to live in. You're gonna have to explain to me what's going on.
Oh, hi. It's been a month. That place is now rented out as a rental property. Due to some circumstances, I no longer live there, so I found new tenants. There are other people living there now, so it's no wonder you met a strange family.
Rental?
Are you in front of the house?
Yes, but I've been in the apartment with Matthew and Faye since they were taken by the police a month ago. Well, I asked the two of them to cover the cost of the reimbursement your company charged me. Yesterday, they suddenly moved out, and I heard that you canceled the apartment.
Well, I don't think so, but are you going to ask me to live with you again? Isn't that a bit unreasonable?
Could you please do me a favor? I'm really in a bind. You hear about room sharing these days? Young people are doing it all the time. It's just like that.
It's impossible. There's no way I can accept it that easily.
Why? Your former mother-in-law does not have a home. Don't you feel any obligation to help her out at all? You're really cold-hearted.
Sorry, I don't feel anything for you.
Why do you say such a cold thing?
As you said, you are my former mother-in-law. Besides, I'm living in a company dorm right now. Company dorms don't allow personal cohabitation, and it's not a place where that kind of thing is permitted.
What? A company dormitory?
So it's impossible for me to do many things. There's no point in talking anymore, so I'll say goodbye.
Oh no, wait! Please reconsider.
There's nothing I can do. I'm living in a company dormitory now.
Oh no! I have nowhere to go. I really have nowhere to turn to. I have no money at all, and it's really hard to make ends meet. Please, would you reconsider even for a second? Please help me. I'm so sorry for all the horrible things I've said and done to you. I don't mean to bother you. I just want you to accept me for a little while. Abigail, please.
Thelma, it's too late to apologize now. We are not a family anymore, just strangers. I have no obligation or reason to help you. It's none of my business what you do. So, goodbye. Please don't contact me again. After that, I completely disconnected from my mother-in-law, Thelma. She was shocked by my cold words and was at a loss for a while. But it was no longer any of my business. Thelma was then further trapped, with no one to turn to and no money to rely on. She had no choice but to apply for welfare. However, the process was not easy. She ended up homeless as a result. I am no longer shaken by such stories, though. Meanwhile, my life gradually stabilized. I actively participated in the new project and the evaluations from those around me have improved. My life in the company dormitory is comfortable, and my work is going well. I'm getting to know my friends better, and we're having a good time on the weekends. I'm going to do my best to cherish my time and live my life the way I want to live it.
I'm hungry. What's for dinner tonight?
What's with you all of a sudden? I was going to make pasta today, but I have to work late.
Huh? Working late again?
It's my job. There's nothing I can do about it.
You're always making excuses for work, work, work. I bet you don't cook half the month. Not only cooking, but housework too.
Don't be rude. I do all the housework. It's because you don't do anything.
Huh? Well, excuse me for being so useless. So, what am I supposed to eat today?
There's leftovers from yesterday in the fridge. There's prepared food in the freezer, so you can eat whatever you want.
What's that? How could you treat your husband like this?
I'm not doing anything wrong. If I could go home, I would, but I have work. If I don't work, we can't make a living.
Are you trying to say that my income is low?
I didn't say that. I'm saying that we have to work together as a couple.
Yes, I understand. I can take care of myself, okay? It's too much trouble to go home and eat dinner alone. I'll just go out and get something to eat.
If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'll do my best to get home as soon as possible.
My adorable sweetheart.
What? What's up with you all of a sudden?
I always call you that, don't I?
What? Are you drunk?
Yeah. After work, my co-workers and I decided to go out for a drink. We talked a lot and the drinks just kept on coming. I'm in a great mood. I'm in a happy mood, so I texted you.
You drank a lot in a short time.
I'm not saying I've been drinking. I'm saying I've been made to drink. Sorry about yesterday.
What?
I was supposed to go on a date with you, but it didn't work out. My wife said she made my favorite food and insisted me to come home. I'll make it up to you, I promise.
Make it up to me? What are you going to do?
What do you want, sweetheart? I'll make your wish come true.
Really? Then can I ask you to buy me a luxury brand bag?
If that's what you want, sure. But please do it within the budget.
What if I tell you I want a new bed?
Oh, that's great. I can sleep with you too. That'll be great. Oh, or maybe we could go on a trip together. How about a night at a luxury hotel?
Yeah? Why a luxury hotel?
It's got a course menu and a luxurious spa, and we can go shopping in the hotel. I think it would fulfill all of your wishes.
And then, what are we going to do? What about the night?
You don't have to ask me that. I know what I'm going to do. We can sleep in the same bed.
Well...
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it. That's why I want to see you right now. Since I didn't get to see you yesterday, maybe I should go to your house now.
That's not a good idea. Your wife would get mad at you, right?
My wife? I don't care about that. Of course you are more important. I'm not interested in my wife.
Really? Why not?
Because she's old, and you are more attractive. She's a workaholic. She's not even cute. She got chubby after marriage. It'll be embarrassing to be with her.
Is that so? Then why don't you leave her?
I married her for her money. She works hard like crazy. She makes a lot of money, so I can have a good life.
I see.
If it wasn't for money, I'd have divorced her in a second. Money is the only thing that attracts me to her.
But isn't she working hard for you?
That's not true. I think she loves her job. So I'll have her work hard and give me an allowance.
Is that so?
And I think I'm in love with you, Ashley. You're the most attractive and you satisfy me. I really need you.
I see.
So, can I come over today?
What do you mean?
I'd fly there right now for you, Ash. I miss you so much.
When was the last time you were here?
I stayed there 3 days ago, right? I'd like to see you every day if I could.
Thanks, but you're married. I think you should go home, okay?
Ashley, what's wrong with you? You always accept me right away, don't you?
Yeah, but that's cheating, right?
It's not cheating. I really love you, sweetheart. You know how I feel.
Well then, if you want to divorce your wife, fine.
Divorce?
Yeah, if you divorce her, that will be great.
Then I will. I'm getting a divorce.
Are you sure? You're not lying?
I'm not lying. I'm serious.
You are?
Yeah, I'm divorcing her.
If you're divorcing your wife, fine.
Okay, I'll be there later. I hope you're waiting for me in your underwear. Amy, I suddenly have to go on a business trip.
What?
I got into trouble with a client.
You got in trouble?
Yeah, it wasn't me that got into trouble. It was a junior colleague. My boss decided it would be better if I went with them to apologize. So I'm going with them.
I see. It's tough and it's not even your fault.
It'll probably be about 4 days.
That long? Even you're just going to apologize?
Besides taking care of the trouble, I have a business meeting with a different client. My boss gave me an order to go along with him. He expects a lot from me, you know.
It's a lot of work, isn't it? Are you going to LA?
Yes, I am. Why?
No, it seems like a big job, so I just thought maybe LA.
You have good intuition.
I love LA. I wish I could go with you.
Don't be stupid. I'm not going there for fun. I'm going there with a big responsibility.
But isn't 4 days a long time? Normally, if there's a problem, you'd solve it at once and report it to the company the same day, right?
Maybe that's the case at your company. I told you I have other big responsibilities.
I've never had to go on a business trip before.
What's with that tone? Are you accusing me of something? How many years do you think I've been working? I've grown up in my own way.
I see. So where are you going to stay?
I'm going to ask one of my clients to recommend a nice, inexpensive hotel.
I see. What personal items are you bringing on your business trip? I haven't prepared anything.
I can take care of that on my own. It's work, so at least I can just buy what I need there.
I understand. If it's work, you have to go.
And you know what? I don't think I'll be able to contact you for 4 days. After all, it's my guy's troubleshooting, so it'll be serious. If we upset our clients, we'll be in big trouble. I'm going to turn off my phone.
Is that so? I've got a very busy day ahead of me. Just in time. Don't worry about it.
I see. I'm glad my business trip coincided with just the right time.
Me too.
Amy! Amy, are you awake? Answer me.
Oh, good morning. What's wrong?
What's wrong? I'm home and I can't get in. Open the door.
What house?
What the heck are you talking about? The house where we are living.
Was there ever a house for you?
Huh? How long are you going to joke around? I don't have time for this. Just open the door.
I bought that house, so it's not your house. Did you forget?
Huh? I have been living here all this time, haven't I? What are you talking about? Even though you bought it, it's also my house because we're married.
What are you talking about? You see, it's not part of the property division if you bought it before you were married. So it's not your house.
Oh, you are such a pain in the neck. I don't care whose house it is. Just open it up.
Did you just get back from your business trip? Back in the morning?
Yeah, I just got back from a business trip. It's work, you know.
I wonder if it's possible to go home in the morning from work. So, how was LA? Did you have a good time?
You know, how could I enjoy it because it's work? I just went back and forth from the office to the hotel.
Yeah, why didn't you just go have fun? You stayed at a luxurious hotel. What a waste.
Why would I stay at a luxury hotel when I'm on business? Stop joking around. Just unlock the door.
I can't do that.
Hey, how long are you going to keep screwing around? I'm serious. I'm getting angry.
I can't even unlock that house.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm selling that house, so I gave it up to the real estate agent who's going to take care of it. So they could have changed the locks right away. Anyway, I think the real estate company is taking care of it now.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm selling the house. I mean, 4 days was a lot of moving and paperwork. The place isn't too bad, so I'm sure it'll sell in the near future.
Are you serious?
Of course I am. You can't open the door, can you? The house is too big for one person to live. With the money from the sale, I'll be able to live without any problems for the time being. I've decided to take the plunge and sell it.
I never heard you say anything about that. Why are you doing such a selfish thing?
I bought the house in my name, so it's up to me what I do with it, isn't it?
I don't understand. But anyway, I have to get to the office as soon as possible. What about my clothes?
In the first place, you were supposed to come home yesterday, right? This happened because you left in the morning.
It's not like I have a choice. It's my job.
If it was work, you would have packed your work clothes, right? Why don't you just wear what's in your suitcase anyway?
I can't wear the same thing for days.
Yeah, a polo shirt, chinos, and sneakers. It's not really business attire, is it?
What? How do you know?
Because I did all the housework by myself, you know. I can easily tell which clothes you took. Don't underestimate a housewife.
Whatever. Anyway, unlock the door. Seriously, I'm late for work.
I've been telling you for a while now. I can't open that house anymore. The nameplate on the front door, it's gone, right?
Oh, yes indeed, it's gone.
Right? I've already moved out and given it to the real estate agency.
What? Where did you move?
I can't tell you that. I asked the real estate company to find me a good place.
What do you mean? What happened to my stuff? Don't tell me you threw it out.
Oh, about your stuff? I sent it to your parents' house.
Huh? My parents' house?
Yes. I told them what happened and showed them the proof. So your parents agreed with everything.
What do you mean? What proof?
You once drunkenly texted someone when I had to work late, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You sent it to me by mistake.
What? What do you mean?
Sweetheart, right?
You... How did you get that?
You texted to the wrong person.
What?
You weren't interested in me at all, so you didn't notice anything. Like, I'm going to Ashley's today. I'm going to make up for not being able to go on a date with you. I'm divorcing my wife. I married her for the money. If it wasn't for the money, I would have divorced her right away.
Oh.
Her name was Ashley, and you call her Ash. It was easy to identify her because you even included her nickname.
You're kidding, right? Did I send that message?
Yes, you did. You really didn't notice?
No way.
Besides, I got a sneak peek at your phone when you were sleeping after you came back from that sleepover.
Huh? You did that?
I was very nervous indeed.
That's illegal.
You were in deep sleep, so you didn't notice at all. I opened your phone and the pictures came out and out and out and out of you guys eating ice cream together, sitting in a park bench. There was one where you were bathing together, cuddling in bed. Your texts and these pictures are the proof.
And you showed them all to my parents?
Yes, I did. Because they would be surprised if I suddenly sent them a huge package, right? That's why I talked to them well in advance. Your father was furious and your mother was crying on the phone. I feel so sorry for them.
You're really a bad person.
I don't want to be told by you.
Now I'm totally late for work today. Worst day ever.
I don't care if it's the worst day of your life. Just make sure you show up for work. I sent you divorce papers and a demand for alimony by content-certified mail, so...
Huh? Divorce? What do you mean?
What? You know what I've been talking about, don't you?
You never said anything about divorce.
Well, you said so yourself. You said you were leaving me. That's why I gave you what you wanted. I was a wonderful wife to the end, wasn't I? Hurry up and sign the divorce papers.
Wait a minute. Why divorce? And why did you send it to work?
You know the reason better than anyone. Besides, you said you couldn't be reached due to work for 4 days. I was in a hurry too, so I mailed the whole package to your office. You'll see them today, right?
Don't be silly. How do you think I'm going to look to people at work?
I don't care anything about that. It's what you wanted, right?
And of all people, you want me to go to work dressed like this?
I don't care about that either. You could have come home last night ready to go as planned. It's your own fault, isn't it? Why don't you ask Ash for help?
What kind of person are you?
You have no right to complain to me, because you're the one who betrayed me. I've saved all the photos and text messages for proof. I don't think there's anything you can do about it now.
Oh no, I'm in big trouble.
You made a mistake in sending the message, and that's why I'm going through with the divorce. I'm very grateful for that. I knew you were going to be traveling, so that made it easier for me to move forward with the divorce. After you left, I moved and got the real estate paperwork done. I even took a paid vacation. It was a very busy time.
Without consulting me? Why did you do this?
Why? You said you would stay at Ashley's if you divorced. You said you'd be happy to do it. That's what made me make up my mind.
That's because I was drunk, right? Not too much to say when you're drunk, is it?
But you promised me a divorce.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
In case you're wondering, I called the company and you even lied about the business trip, right? You promised Ash a trip. You even took a paid day off to have fun with her, didn't you? At a luxury hotel.
I know you're skeptical, but it's really a business trip. I voluntarily went to LA to negotiate a deal with the client.
And yet you stayed at a luxury hotel? If you went on a business trip at your own expense, how could that be true? Besides, did you forget that I work for a tour company?
No, I mean...
You were the one who told Ashley to stay at the luxurious high-class hotel.
You said you work for a tour company, but you work in an office. You have no idea where I stayed.
When you work for a tour company for a long time, you develop a network of business partners.
What?
The local staff was kind enough to send me a picture of you too. You're stupid, aren't you? You booked the room under your real name so I could look you up right away. Well, that was convenient for me.
I didn't know you could do that.
Only for you, of course. You enjoyed a course meal at the hotel's restaurant. You went sightseeing during the day and then went shopping after that. In addition, you stayed in a very expensive room, didn't you? That room is popular among newlyweds, isn't it? And I heard you said you wanted to commemorate your first year of dating.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. You're a dirty person.
Which one of us is dirty? You cheated on your wife for a year. That's disgusting to hear. Thanks to you, I have more evidence, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh no.
Yes. I've made sure to charge alimony from Ashley too.
You're kidding, right? You're going to get her in trouble.
I don't care. She deserves it. She works in the same company as you, right? I couldn't find out her home address, so I had the invoice sent to the company as well.
Seriously? The whole company would know. What a mess you've made.
So you'd better get to work. Go to work dressed as you are. I've sent the documents to your boss to make sure you get them.
Huh?
I called your company to ask where I should send the documents, and your boss said he would take care of it. It would be rude to send them to the wrong person, wouldn't it?
Hey, Amy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm not divorcing you.
Really? But I'm really going to get a divorce, so don't apologize. We're going to be strangers anyway.
Oh, no. Will you please reconsider? I'll work hard and take care of you.
No, that's not necessary, as long as you pay me alimony.
I'm sorry. I won't cheat on you anymore.
It's okay. As long as you divorce me, I'll let you be with whoever you want to be with.
Amy, don't say that.
I have worked very hard. I worked a lot of overtime to make up for your low income. Even when I came home tired, I worked on the housework without a break. On my days off, I never complained about you going out to drink. I worked hard to do the housework that I couldn't do on weekdays. Have you ever thanked me for that even once?
Amy.
What's the point of being married if you're just going to make it hard for yourself? I'm fed up with you.
Don't say that. Just give me one more chance, please. I don't know what my parents will say about this.
I'm sorry about your parents, but it's not my problem anymore. Why don't you and your parents just decide what to do from now on?
Amy, please.
Anyway, don't get involved with me again.
At least come with me to the office one last time. What am I supposed to look like when I go to work?
I don't care. I told you it's none of my business anymore.
Oh no. What the heck am I supposed to do?
After that, Tom went to work in a white shirt and chinos, his traveling style. His boss, who had mostly been told about the situation by me, scolded him, and Tom's face turned pale, and he couldn't even say anything. As word of the affair spread throughout the company, Ashley left the company early and has not been seen since. After that, it seems she disappeared. Did she have somewhere else to go? Tom's affair was exposed and Ashley ran away. He resigned from the company because he couldn't stand the cold stares from those around him anymore. He had no place to live. His parents coldly rejected him, and he even lost his job. He is now living by working part-time while moving from one friend's house to another. Incidentally, his parents have paid the alimony on his behalf, so I have the money in savings. I don't care what happens to him in the future. I am enjoying my single life, having found a nice apartment near my office. If I ever get remarried in the future, I would consider buying a house again.
Hey, Olivia. I was wondering how the preparation for Emily's wedding is going. Keep in mind that I won't forgive you if you ruin my daughter's wedding.
Yes, we are making progress little by little, but I want to be there for my father as much as possible, so we haven't finished the last meeting yet.
Huh? You don't have to be with your father. Ask someone else to watch him until the wedding is over.
Melinda, my father is in the hospital. He's not in a very good condition.
So?
I asked John to tell you about it.
Yes, he did. But you're already married and part of our family. We need you to prioritize our event. It's my own daughter's important wedding.
I understand that, but my father keeps calling my name. I can't leave his side.
You want your father to go away so badly?
What?
Because it sounds like that's how you're putting it. It's like you're saying that he's going to heaven any minute now.
I don't mean it that way. But looking at his condition, I can't say for sure that he won't. I'm sorry, but could you go to the meeting at the wedding hall?
Huh? What? Are you trying to ask me to do your job?
I just want to ask you to do me a favor. Just this once.
Oh, I can't do that. I have a reunion trip starting tomorrow, so I'll be away from home for a few days.
What? At a time like this? Emily's wedding is coming up soon, you know. She's coming home from far and won't be able to go to the meeting, so I was relying on you.
Are you asking me not to go to the reunion trip?
The situation is what it is, so I have no choice. Please, I really can't leave my father's side.
Your father is in the hospital. If something happens, the nurses and doctors will take care of him. You're not going to be of any help.
That's true, but after my mother passed away, my father raised me by himself. He is very important to me. I can't leave him alone when he's going through such a hard time.
Stop nagging. I've told you many times, you're my son's wife. What I tell you to do is all that matters. Anyway, you should proceed with the meeting at the wedding hall.
Melinda, please.
I'm planning to return for my daughter's wedding. I'll leave it to you until then.
Hey, John, you have a minute?
Hey, what's up? Did something happen to your father?
No, he's a little stable now.
Oh, thank God. You scared me.
I just got a call from your mother.
Huh? My mother again? What is it this time?
She said she's going on a reunion trip tomorrow and she'll be gone for a few days.
What? At a time when Emily's wedding is just around the corner?
I only have one meeting left at the wedding hall. I was going to ask her to go, but she can't.
You can't count on her, you know?
I guess not. If you don't mind, could you go to the meeting? Everything is almost done. They just need to have a final check. I have to get this one right for Emily, who's coming back from far away. A wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Well, I'm sorry my mother is always pushing you to do too much at a time like this. She is self-centered and always been a person who puts her own schedule first. I can't rely on her at all. It's not worth counting on.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll take care of the wedding meeting, and you take care of your father, okay?
Thank you, John.
So, how's he doing?
He's a little stable, but they say it could happen at any time.
I see. If you stay with him, he might get better. Take good care of him.
I'll do that. I'm sorry to have you go on the meeting right before the wedding.
What are you talking about? Dad and Emily both know exactly what you're going through. They understand, so don't you worry about it. Hey, Olivia! Answer me! What are you doing at a time like this? Olivia!
Hi, Melinda.
Today is Emily's wedding, you know? What's going on that she didn't show up on time?
Don't you know anything about it? John and your husband were both trying to contact you. Have you heard anything?
There were several incoming calls, but I suppose it's not important, is it?
My father passed away.
What?
He was stable, but there was a sudden change of condition.
What? Is that so? I haven't heard anything about that.
I think it was more like you refused to listen. John and your husband were repeatedly calling you, trying to let you know the schedule of his wake and funeral.
Oh, come to think of it, there were many missed calls from them. I was with my old friends the whole time, so I didn't answer the phone.
Didn't you think it was strange that they called you so many times?
I was feeling excited about my reunion trip, so I didn't even think about it. Besides, I was so preoccupied with Emily's wedding.
Wedding? My father passed away and you're thinking about a wedding?
Why not? The wedding has been planned for more than half a year now. It's terrible that your father is gone at a time like this.
No one can predict that. It's terrible to talk like that. I can't forgive you even if you're my mother-in-law. My beloved father is gone, and talking about a wedding is insane.
Put Emily's wedding before your father's funeral.
What?
Or else, I'll have you divorce my son right away.
Divorce? A wedding and a divorce during my father's funeral. What on earth are you thinking? How can I attend a wedding when I have to go to my father's funeral? I'm sure John feels the same way.
What on earth are you and John thinking?
Excuse me?
My daughter is finally getting married. Even though she lives far away from here, her family lives here. She's coming all the way back home to get married because we are here. And you want to ruin it because of your father's funeral?
What are you talking about? It's beyond insane.
Besides, we're inviting a lot of guests. What are you going to do with them?
About all the people we have invited? Your husband, John, Emily, and her fiancé were all calling the guests to notify the situation last night.
What? Emily too?
She's already at the funeral home.
What? What do you mean? She's getting married today.
Emily's always been concerned about my father. She's been asking me how he's doing even before she left her home to come back.
She did?
Yes. She told me that she couldn't have a wedding with my father in such a state. I was very sorry.
You should be. My daughter's wedding is ruined because of you. What are you going to do about it?
But she rushed to my father's hospital as soon as she returned home. He was already unconscious by then. After she discussed it with her fiancé, they decided to postpone the wedding.
Huh? Postpone? So you're saying there won't be a wedding?
No, it's postponed, so it will be held on a different date.
What have you and your father done? I was looking forward to my daughter's wedding. I even bought a dress.
Emily said that she couldn't just ignore my father's kindness. Her fiancé said the same thing to me. Also, his parents came to the hospital as soon as they heard from him. They said that if that's the case, they can postpone it.
What? His parents came too?
Yes, they attended the funeral. All my relatives came to my father's funeral. They said it was good because they had originally cleared their schedules for the wedding. I think my father would have been happy too.
Wait a minute. So I'm the only one who didn't attend your father's funeral?
Yes.
What? I should be the first one to know, and why didn't you tell me?
I told you that John and your husband tried contacting you several times. You were the one who didn't answer the phone or even reply, remember? There was no way to let you know.
And all your relatives are there, aren't they?
Yes, except you.
Then tell me where it is, because I'll be at the funeral home right away.
No, thank you. You tried to put the wedding before my father's funeral, and I don't think my father would be pleased.
What are you saying? Are you trying to say that I'm not entitled to go to the funeral?
My family and other relatives are furious.
Well,
in the first place, you went on a reunion trip right before Emily's wedding, and you left all the wedding preparations to me, knowing that my father was in the hospital, and we couldn't even get in touch with you about my father's funeral. Do you think people don't feel anything about you after all this?
The plan for the reunion trip was already made, so there's nothing I could do about it.
Emily had been planning her wedding for a long time, but she said she couldn't possibly have a wedding while my father was unconscious. She decided to postpone it immediately.
She did such a thing?
I don't want you coming to the funeral because you only think about yourself. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Olivia, wait a minute. John, what's going on? You should at least call me. I'm worried too, you know. Emily's wedding has been postponed without telling me. Olivia is rude and says she doesn't want me to come to her father's funeral. What the heck is going on? You really are a selfish mother, aren't you? I knew it before, but I never thought it was this bad. You knew her father was in the hospital, right? Well, yeah, but I didn't know it was that bad. Don't lie. I'm sure Olivia has told you everything. You're the one who forced her to go to Emily's wedding's meeting and then went on a trip. What were you thinking? Don't talk to your mother like that. I just went on a reunion trip that had been scheduled for a while. I'm saying that's insane to begin with. Even if there wasn't a funeral, you knew that Emily had a wedding coming up, didn't you? And that she would be returning home right before. Yes, I did. So? Then why were you traveling for the reunion? Isn't it the mother's job to welcome her daughter back home before the wedding? That's true, but... You're the mother who put everything on Olivia and didn't know any of the details of the wedding, right? Well... Her father was the one who owns the ceremony hall. What? Olivia's father? So he was doing his best to give Emily the best wedding possible. They had the best staff for the day. Do you know why? Why? Because he didn't think he could come on the wedding day. He didn't want to ruin Emily's wedding. He prepared the best staff instead of himself not being able to go. And he sent me detailed instructions via WhatsApp from his hospital room. Really? I didn't know any of that. Emily knew about it too, of course. So when she found out that Olivia's father wasn't feeling well, she rushed to the hospital as soon as she got back home and immediately decided to postpone the wedding. Emily and her husband's family were very grateful to Olivia's father, so his family wanted us to postpone the wedding as well. And on the other hand, what were you doing? I didn't know anything about it. Besides, isn't it natural to look forward to your daughter's wedding? Of course we were all looking forward to the wedding, but something happened that made her want to postpone it. What do you mean you didn't know? Don't be ridiculous. You knew Olivia's father wasn't well, yet you forced her to do everything and you went on a trip. It's not that. It was something I really needed to do. You have to understand that. I never thought well of your selfishness, even when I was a child. But I gave up on you because you are my mother. But I can't forgive you this time. You're disgusting, you know that? How could you say that to your mother? You better take that back. Fine. I'm going to break off the relationship with you. I don't want you bullying Olivia anymore. Don't you ever come near us again. John? What do you mean by breaking off the relationship? Are you saying you're leaving me? That's right. John, wait a minute. Let's just calm down and talk about it.
Melinda, that's all from John. He says he doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Oh no. You were the one giving him orders. There's no way that he would say such a thing.
Melinda, it's not only about you. Emily is also going to break off the relationship with you too.
What?
She said there's no way she can be a daughter to someone like you, who is as selfish as you are. If you continue this behavior, their own marriage will also be ruined. So she wants to break up with you before the wedding.
Even Emily is like that? Olivia, you better fix this. It's all your fault, isn't it? You canceled the wedding for your own reason, and this is what happened.
Melinda, don't you get it? It's that kind of thing you made John and Emily want to break off their relationship with you. Don't you realize that?
You're so cocky, daughter-in-law. You know? Your father passed away because you didn't take good care of him. If you had taken good care of him, he would have lived longer. After all, it's your fault that this happened.
You didn't even come to visit my father. What do you know? Do you know how much he suffered? You don't know anything. I can't forgive you.
I'm the one who can't forgive you.
You really are scum. I heard that you called it a reunion trip, but actually, it was an adultery trip, wasn't it?
Huh? What kind of nonsense are you saying all of a sudden? Don't be ridiculous. What makes you think I'm having an affair?
I have plenty of evidence.
What?
In fact, your spending habits and selfishness had been bothering your husband for some time. He always suspected you of cheating on him. Your selfishness was getting to the point where he couldn't take it anymore. Before you went on that reunion trip, he hired a private detective.
What? A private detective?
He showed me some photos as evidence, and that's definitely you in the photos. This is why you didn't even reply, no matter how many times your husband and John tried to contact you. After all, you didn't care about my father.
That's not true. I never had an affair. There really was a reunion.
But this time too, the evidence is perfectly clear. It seems that you and your adulterous partner stayed at the hotel with a luxury spa.
Oh, that's enough. You really know about this.
Of course I do. We've got a professional looking into it. If you think I'm lying, shall I tell you the name of the hotel?
Stop it. Does my husband know everything?
Of course he does. It's your husband who asked the private detective to look into it. All his doubts for you are clear now. And there's also the matter of John and Emily. So he said he's going to divorce you.
Divorce? Why should I get a divorce? It's all your fault, isn't it?
Why am I to blame? I heard that the affair had been going on for several years. You were withdrawing money from your husband's account every time you met secretly. He was very angry about that too.
What? He found out about it?
As for the money, he found out a long time ago. Don't you think that's why he decided to ask a professional for help? He is now going through divorce proceedings with his lawyer.
What? He's already that far along?
He seems to be very determined. He must have been very disappointed in you. Everyone in the family felt sorry for him.
That's a lie. You're my daughter-in-law and you didn't do anything about it?
What? I'm not in a position to interfere in his relationship with you. This is between you and him.
Wait. If he divorces me and the kids cut me off, I'll be all alone, won't I?
That's what will happen, isn't it?
Olivia, you have to convince everyone. If you tell them, they will change their minds, right? Please do so.
No. All three of them seem determined. I don't think they'll change their minds even if I talk to them.
That's your duty as a daughter-in-law to do something about it. I'm in the biggest crisis of my life, okay? Do something about it.
You must be joking.
Huh?
You disrespect my father who was ill and suffering a lot. And you were on an adulterous trip. Besides, do you think I would help you who tried to force me to go on with the wedding?
What are you saying?
I cannot forgive you for the rest of my life. I believe that your husband, John, and Emily made the right decision.
Olivia, don't say that. What will happen to me now if you don't help me?
Well, I think it's exactly as you imagine.
I don't want to. I don't want to live my life like that. I'm sincerely sorry about your father. Olivia, I'm sorry. I'll change my mind from now on. Please, forgive me. Please, save me.
I told you before, didn't I? I cannot forgive you for the rest of my life. So I would like to break off the relationship with you too.
Oh no.
I will block all your contacts after this text conversation.
Olivia, don't say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I still have a lot to do with my father. I have to run. I'm sure you'll hear from our lawyers soon. Please take care.
Wait, Olivia!
After that, the divorce proceedings were difficult because of Melinda's obstinacy. However, she finally gave up because she had all the evidence of the affair and the evidence of using her husband's money. The divorce was officially finalized without her husband giving her a penny. Melinda had used all of his savings, so he had nothing to share with her. She had to leave the house with nothing. Melinda was left penniless, and her adulterous partner had also simply abandoned her. She had no choice but to seek help from her relatives, even those who knew what happened at my father's funeral. They coldly told her that they did not want to have anything to do with a dishonest person. Even so, she was able to get money to rent a house through the kindness of her relatives. I heard that she is now living alone in a small old apartment while working part-time. 10 months after my father's funeral, Emily was able to have a wedding ceremony. The staff of the wedding hall, who worked under my father, put his will into the ceremony and made it wonderful. Emily and her fiancé and their families were very happy. I am happy to be able to give my father a happy report. John and I will be moving in with John's father, and the three of us are now living a peaceful life together. Margaret, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Of course I'm working.
Aren't you off work today?
I don't have time to rest, you know. With my husband's medical bills stacking up, I have to keep working. What nonsense are you talking about? We're about to have our daughter's wedding soon, and we need money.
But your husband wants to see you. He said he got something to tell you.
I'm working, so what do you expect me to do? That's why I ask you to take care of him.
I'm not a caretaker.
Just make sure you do your job.
But I'm not capable of filling in for you. Even though your husband feels bad about it, he constantly calls for your name. He misses you a lot. Could you at least visit him at the hospital even for a minute?
I can't. I have some important work to do. I can't be slacking. I can't be causing trouble for my coworkers. Make sure to tell my husband that. He knows damn well I'm busy with work.
He knows, but he still wants to see you. He's been talking a lot about you these past few days.
How weak can a man be?
Margaret, please.
I can't do nothing about it. I have a meeting tonight, so tell him I'm going to be late too.
Margaret, did you go to the hospital today? Jack wants to see you so bad.
Again? He's very persistent. He wasn't like that before he got sick.
His condition is not good and he's seriously sick. So it's understandable for him to be vulnerable. He's doing his best to stay positive too, but...
I don't think I can make it today. I have a meeting with my clients. I have a lot of things to do.
I understand, but he said he has something important to tell you. That's why he wants to see you in person. I can't stand to see him like this.
What? Are you trying to act innocent? Playing the sympathy card, huh?
Margaret, there's no need to say all that. I'm just telling you what he told me. Can't you come see him for a minute? Just a moment to talk with him?
How many times do I have to tell you? I have an important work to do. I have a big responsibility. Why is it so hard to understand?
I don't understand. He's only asking you for one thing. He's bedridden, and you won't even try to listen. If I were in your shoes, I can't do such thing to my husband.
Okay, big mouth. Are you trying to declare war with me, your mother-in-law? Fine, I accept it. Don't expect me to go to the hospital.
Margaret? Michael, do you have a minute?
Yeah, what's up? Is everything okay with Dad?
Everything is okay with him, but your dad really misses your mom. I've been asking your mom to go see him, but she never comes to the hospital at all.
Oh, yeah. That's nothing new. My dad and my sister are always upset about it. She always pushes her own agenda onto the family, disregarding everyone else's needs. I can't even tell you how many times we have clashed because of that.
I can imagine. I feel sorry for Jack. He always asks about Margaret. Can you please talk her into it?
Huh? Impossible. No one would have a hard time if she listens. I feel sorry for Dad, but we have no choice but to leave my mom alone. I'm sorry to put you through all of this.
I don't mind at all. I love your dad. That's why I want to grant his wish.
Thank you. I'm sure Dad is grateful for you. My sister's wedding is coming up too, so I'll try to get in touch with Mom.
Yes, please do.
Sheila, I'm going on a business trip tomorrow. Take care of my husband, okay?
Business trip? Your husband is not in good condition, and you're going on a business trip?
I'll come back for my daughter's wedding, though.
It's not about that. Your husband isn't doing well. I don't know if he can make it until Miley's wedding.
That's very rude of you. Are you going to let him go till then?
No, but...
You've got to be kidding me. Besides, I have an important project to do. This business trip is about this important project. So can you stop bugging me?
Margaret, can you at least take over for me this time? Your husband isn't in good shape, you know. I'm sure your husband wants you by his side.
I'm telling you to do it for me, right? Isn't it because you're useless that's why my husband wants me there?
Maybe you're right. So it's better that you come and take care of him instead of going on a business trip.
You say it so easily. Then what about my husband's medical bills?
Me and Michael are taking care of the bills, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh my God. Can you please shut up? My trip is already booked. There's no way I can cancel that. Who do you think you are? You're just my daughter-in-law. My son and daughter aren't even saying anything to me.
It's because they think it's useless to say anything to you.
They're on my side. You listen to me. You're just doing all of this because you are after my husband's money, huh? You're so obvious. Unbelievable.
What? I love Jack as my father. He is my family. It's normal that I take care of him. That's why I'm doing everything I can.
You're so obvious. No matter how much you try to get involved, you'll never get anything. Don't even think about it.
Excuse me? I never cared for that. I just want to help him with what he needs.
Enough, please. I'm busy preparing for my business trip. You always start fussing over little things. So please don't contact me until I return from my business trip.
Please, cancel your business trip. With your father not doing well at a time like this, your mother's going on a business trip and saying she won't be back till your sister's wedding. It's ridiculous. Do something about it, Michael.
We can't do nothing about Mom. Even if you say something, she won't listen. And who knows if it's really a business trip. I feel bad for Dad, but there's nothing else we can do but let her do as she pleases.
I don't know about that. Your father misses her so much. He mentioned he had something to talk about.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk to her.
Okay. I hope your father can make it to the wedding at least.
Right. Hey, Sheila. Did you cancel my daughter's wedding? What made you think you can do that? Are you trying to harass me? If you don't come now, I'll cut you off.
Margaret, what are you talking about? I've called you multiple times.
I told you I was on a business trip. It was an important business trip. What made you think I can take your phone call?
You don't know anything?
What? What are you talking about? It's my daughter's wedding today.
Your daughter is at the funeral home too.
What? What do you mean? Funeral home?
You really don't know anything. Jack passed away.
What?
The funeral is about to start.
Is that true?
Why would I lie about that?
I was working. I was on a business trip. It doesn't matter if I didn't know. I'm going to the funeral home now.
No, I don't think you should come anymore.
Why not? I'm his wife. It would be more strange if I wasn't at the funeral home, wouldn't it?
Michael, Miley, and your relatives are furious.
What?
You knew your husband was in a bad condition. You didn't even bother to come see him. And on top of that, you went on a business trip.
I told you I was working. I was thinking about him.
If you were thinking about him, why didn't you come visit him? Not even once. He really wanted to see you, you know.
Well, I wouldn't be able to pay for his medical bills if I didn't work.
I already told you that me and Michael are taking care of that.
That's not how it works. It's my husband, so it's normal for me to pay for it.
Huh? Is that so?
Huh?
So you can pay for it? Thank you. We were struggling too. What a relief.
No, you can keep it that way.
No, it would be great if you could pay us. After the funeral is over and things are settled, I'll give you the bill.
Oh, anyway, I'll be there.
Margaret, I just talked to Michael. He said you're not allowed to come.
Huh? How dare you say such a thing? It's my husband's funeral. Why am I not allowed to go?
That's...
Oh, I get it. You're doing all of this so you can inherit something, huh? You're really shameless, aren't you? My husband loved me. He probably left all his inheritance to his beloved wife, right?
I've never even thought about that, but I've worked so hard taking care of Jack. I just wanted you to come see him before he passed away. I'm doing the best I can as the eldest son's wife for the funeral. I loved my father-in-law so much that I don't care about his legacy.
You don't care, huh? Be honest. You're after the money, right?
That's not true.
I told you your intentions are as clear as day. Hey, Mom, it's Michael. Michael? I've been looking at your messages with Sheila. Huh? Why would she do that? That's an invasion of privacy. That's enough. Don't bother coming to the funeral if you can't understand Sheila's feelings. Everyone feels that way. What are you talking about? How dare you talk to your mother like that? You're just here to aim for Dad's inheritance, aren't you? How dare you? I won't allow you to talk to your mother like that. What's wrong with me going to the funeral? How dare you? Sheila begged you many times, but you never went to visit him. You didn't even bother to see Dad's face. And a business trip? You can't be serious. I'm serious about my job. After what happened to your father, I'm the one who has to earn money. No one wants you here. Actually, they're calling you the unreasonable, insane wife. Just so you know, Dad's inheritance won't go to you. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm his wife. I'm entitled to it. Oh, I get it. Sheila is going to take it away from me, huh? I'm never gonna forgive her. Sheila did so much for you. She tried so hard to get you to see him. She handled the medical bills without saying a word. She dealt with him far better than us, his family, ever could. She is fully entitled to his inheritance. She's been after the inheritance from the start, right? The way she was going to the hospital and stuff? Mom, how much of a piece of shit are you? If you insist that much, I'll tell you the truth. The truth? Dad rewrote his will right before he died. I guess he knew his end was coming. He was hoping you'd be here by the time he died. He changed the heir from you to Sheila with his own hands. What? What have you done? That thief, she kept on taking care of your father for this. Unforgivable. You're a real scumbag. Huh? He knew everything. He knew you didn't love him, and that you were meeting your lover, making it seem like you're working. What? You stayed married to my father for his inheritance, right? Everyone in the family was aware of that. I never had an affair. I was working to pay for that man's medical bills. I have all the proof I need. What? I hired a private investigator to look into it. A private investigator? They showed Dad the pictures of your affair and didn't say a word. I think he wanted to believe you, even though he knew. But when he found out, he rewrote the will with his own hands. Oh no, but that doesn't mean Sheila should get the inheritance. Sheila was willing to take care of Dad until the very end, while everyone is fed up with you. Sheila was the only one who wanted to believe in you. She wanted to believe in your love for each other. She also believed that you would come to the hospital. That's a lie. She just wanted his inheritance. Sheila was the one who protected you to the end, without a doubt. No. If she was really after the inheritance, she wouldn't have covered for you, would she? She wouldn't have trusted you, right? Anyway, I'm going to the funeral right now. Give up. You'll be turned away by everyone anyways. I don't want to see you either. Listen, Michael.
Margaret, that's what it's about.
How dare you take my inheritance? I'll never forgive you.
Margaret, please don't do this. I don't want to talk about the inheritance now. I feel so helpless right now. I only regret that I couldn't do anything for Jack. I wanted him to see you.
Are you still talking about that? I will never forgive you.
Margaret, that's enough. Please face reality.
Huh?
I trusted you. I'm sorry my feelings didn't reach you. Maybe I wasn't strong enough.
What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Margaret, from now on, compensation for infidelity, along with a promised payment for Jack's medical treatment and medical bills, will be requested.
What are you talking about? Don't be ridiculous. You're the one who stole my husband's inheritance. I don't have to pay, you thief.
No matter how much you resist, there's evidence. That fact will never change. This business trip was also with your lover, wasn't it? At a time when your husband's life hung in the balance, you were off on a carefree trip, weren't you?
Huh? Don't say random things. I was working desperately to earn money for my husband's treatment.
I just couldn't give up, so I called your company.
Huh?
I was hoping somebody could substitute your business trip.
You're lying.
But they said there was no business trip scheduled. They said you were taking a leave to take care of your husband. You used him as your excuse.
What? I don't think so.
Why would your company lie about that?
How can you do such thing? How far are you going to go to ruin my life?
If you could have visited him for once, things would have come out different. Jack loved you. That's why it was so hard for me.
What?
He was so worried about you until the very end. That's why he wanted to see you, even just for a minute.
Then I should still receive the inheritance.
What?
It doesn't have to be the whole amount. That way I can pay the alimony and medical bills right away. Yes, that's what you should do.
Margaret, you really are something.
How dare you talk to me like that? You're nothing.
You never cared about Jack's feelings. You're so selfish. After all, it was all for the inheritance. It hurts me to think about how Jack would feel.
Don't be all high and mighty.
That's it. I'm done being nice. You'll never get anything from us.
Why?
Also, your children, they're both saying they're cutting ties with you.
Cut ties? Wait a minute. Why?
Think about what you have done. You're always talking about yourself. You've been imposing your selfishness on the family all this time. It seems like everyone is fed up with you. And after witnessing Jack's final moments, they'll never forgive you for what you did. I understand how they feel.
Excuse me?
I'm sure everyone in the family feels the same way about you. You will probably live on your own from now on.
Oh no. Then I apologize for everything I've done. Is that all right with you?
Then you've been a real disappointment, you know. You still don't get it? No matter how much you apologize, I doubt anyone's going to forgive you at this point.
What's going to happen to me now?
You will be all alone. Please do your best to live while paying your bills on your own. There's nothing more I can do for you.
Don't say that. What about Miley's wedding?
Of course you're not invited. She's cutting ties with you.
Huh? Please talk to Miley and convince her. I was looking forward to her wedding, remember?
Miley is saying she doesn't want to see you anymore. After you abandoned her father, she can't think of you as her mom anymore.
Oh no, I'll do my best to apologize, so you'll have to convince her.
I can't do it anymore. You've done enough for them to hate you. There's really nothing I can do. If you'll excuse me now.
Sheila, please, do something about it.
After what happened, everyone in the family cut ties with Margaret, and now she's on her own. It's just the consequence of her actions, so there's nothing to be done about it. Now, in order to pay the alimony and the medical bills, she's living in a cheap apartment. And since the company heard that she lied about everything, she has been facing awkward situations since. Everyone doesn't want to do anything with her. That sounds about right. After everything that happened, Miley's wedding was postponed. Since her parents can't attend the wedding, Michael and I plan to give our fullest blessings. I hope everyone can find happiness moving forward.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!